and a very good evening. You're watching the news at 6 on this 68th Republic Day. Welcome to Rajya Sabha Television with me, Frank Pereira. Here are the headlines. India celebrates 68th Republic Day. Nation showcases its military and cultural might at colourful show at Rajpath. Highlights include march past by UAE contingent and Black Cat Commandos. Flag hoisting ceremonies held in all states. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the three service chiefs pay homage to our soldiers at the Amar Jawan Jyoti. Ten soldiers killed as avalanches strike Gurez sector in Kashmir. 7 army men rescued as search operations continue for missing people. And US President Donald Trump orders punishment for cities shielding illegal immigrants and construction of a U.S.-Mexican border wall. Mexico condemns the move, says it will not pay for it. Well, India put up a grand show to celebrate its 68th Republic Day. The country's military might was on display at Rajpath, as was its cultural brilliance. The elite Black Cat Commandos and the Made in India Tejas combat aircraft made their Republic Day debut under an overcast sky. While President Pranab Mukherjee took the salute, Prime Minister Narendra Modi sat with the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. The parade also saw a fly past by the Indian Air Force. It was indeed a colourful parade today. The 68th Republic Day was celebrated in a somber and a grand way, of course, where India's military might was on display, making a first-time appearance this time around, where the indigenous Tejas light combat aircraft, also the Black Cat Commandos, a contingent of the Black Cat Commandos, came out and went out on the parade for the first time.
India's military prowess and achievements were showcased before the world at Rajpath to mark the country's 68th Republic Day. The proceedings began with Prime Minister Narendra Modi paying tributes at the India Gate War Memorial. Later, President Pranab Mukherjee and this year's chief guest, the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, made their way to Rajpath with presidential bodyguards in tow. The parade started with a military contingent of the UAE marching down Rajpath. This was only the second time a foreign military contingent took part in the Republic Day parade. A 149-member UAE contingent constituting the UAE Presidential Guards, the Air Force, the Navy and Army contingents were part of the parade. Contingent of India's National Security Guard, popularly known as the Black Cat Commandos, also made its debut this year.
Scenarios, be it urban, jungle, land, air or water. The NSG
India also showed its military might with Indian Army's missile firing capability T-90 Bhishma tank, mobile autonomous launcher of the BrahMos missile system and Dhanush gun system.
Captain Sunit Lopez
The Indian Air Force displayed its prowess with the fly-past of 3 light combat aircraft Tejas and 5 MiG-29 air superiority fighter jets flying in Falcon style.
Squadron with Wing Commander Vipul Mishra. And there it goes.
The flypast concluded with a Su-30 MKI fighter jet carrying out a vertical Charlie maneuver over the saluting dais. The Camel Regiment of the Border Security Force and daredevil stunts by motorists of the Corps of Military Police were greeted with loud cheers from the people.
की मिसाल पेश करते हुए पिरामिड आकृति की रचना
There were colourful tableaux from 17 states and union territories and 6 central ministries and departments showcasing the varied historical, artistic and cultural heritage of the country. Alongside the Crown Prince, the ceremonial parade was watched by Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari, former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, Congress President Sonia Gandhi and the country's top political and military brass. Undeterred by the cold and rain, thousands of people turned up at the venue to witness the event. Security was tight at the parade venue and across the city, where tens of thousands of police and paramilitary personnel were deployed on streets and rooftops. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, Republic Day was celebrated all across the country. Government officials, security forces, artists as well as countrymen paid tribute to the nation on the occasion. The Republic Day celebrations were held all across the country on Thursday. Flag hoisting ceremonies were held in states that were attended by both government officials and the general public. Political leaders greeted the nation on the occasion.
गणतंत्र दिवस की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं और मैं विश्वास करता हूं कि यह दिवस हम सभी को फिर से प्रेरित करेगा कि हम भारत के विकास में और भारत को दुनिया के देशों में सर्वोच्च बनाने में हम लगातार अपनी शक्ति लगाते हैं.
Violent incidents were reported from the northeastern states of Assam and Manipur. 5 low-intensity IED blasts shook up Assam with the anti-Tok Ulfa group targeting districts of Charaido, Sibsagar, Dibrugarh and Tinsukia. In Manipur, 2 powerful bombs were simultaneously detonated by suspected militants in Imphal East and West districts. No casualty was reported in the blasts.
लो इंटेंसिटी एक्सप्लोजन हुए हैं आपको सिबसागर, डिब्रूगढ़ और सदिया में विक्षिप्त किस्म की घटनाएं हैं, लेकिन वो एबंडेंट जगहों में, पुखरी में, पथार में ऐसी जगह हुए हैं और वहाँ कोई किसी तरह की क्षति नहीं हुई है. और गुवाहाटी के साथ साथ प्रत्येक डिस्ट्रिक्ट और सब डिवीजन हेडक्वार्टर में जहाँ भी गणतंत्र दिवस फंक्शन मनाया गया वहाँ जनता ने बढ़ चढ़ के भाग लिया और पहले से भी रिकॉर्ड उपस्थिति हुई. तो हमारा जो उद्देश्य था अभी तक हम उसमें कामयाब हैं.
Assam Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal said that the government will continue to fight insurgency and people of the state are united against it.
तो लोगों का जो सहयोग है इससे साफ जाहिर है लोग आतंकवाद के खिलाफ हैं. लोगों को शांति चाहिए, प्रगति चाहिए.
The Border Security Force continued its tradition of exchanging sweets with their Pakistani counterparts at the Wagah border and with Bangladeshi soldiers in Siliguri in West Bengal.
It is peaceful on the border. We expect the same thing to happen within both the countries, and we have been maintaining this kind of relationship with our counterpart, border guarding Bangladesh, and both the forces are very cordial.
Noted Indian sand artist Sudarshan Patnaik created a heart-shaped national flag on the shore of Puri beach to mark the day. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha Television. Moving on, now 10 soldiers were killed as 2 avalanches hit Kashmir's Gurez sector on Wednesday. A massive search operation is currently underway. An avalanche caught an army patrol party by surprise in the Bandipur district on Wednesday evening. So far, bodies of 10 soldiers have been recovered. 7 soldiers were rescued since the operations were launched. In the second avalanche, an officer and 4 civilians were killed in the Gandarbal district. A high danger avalanche warning is in force in the hilly parts of Kashmir due to the heavy snowfall since the past 3 days. Modi expressed grief over the deaths and said authorities had been directed to carry out search and rescue operations. Well, here's a roundup of the other news from across the country nationwide. Some documents relating to Delhi government's feedback unit have been taken by the CBI, which had registered a preliminary inquiry to look into alleged irregularities in setting up of the special unit. Reacting to the development, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal targeted the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Employees of the Rajpath in Shillong, in a 5-page letter to the Prime Minister's office and the Rashtrapati Bhavan, demanded the removal of Meghalaya Governor V. Shanmuganathan, accusing him of compromising the dignity of his office. According to media reports, the employees in their letter alleged that Shanmuganathan has hurt the decorum and prestige of the Rajbhavan as well as sentiments of the Rajbhavan employees. The governor, however, has denied these allegations. The University Grants Commission announced that the minimum age limit for NEET candidates will be 17 years, while the maximum will be 25 years for unreserved candidates. Eligible medical aspirants across India can attempt the National Eligibility cum Entrance Test for a maximum of 3 times. They also have to fulfill a new age criterion for the medical and dental entrance exam. Earlier on Tuesday, the decision was taken during a meeting conducted by UGC. Moving on, now West Uttar Pradesh's once prosperous industrial hub, Modi Nagar, is struggling with the closing down of several of its industrial units and locked out factories. The issue of note ban too has made life difficult for the skilled workers and daily wage earners. What are the issues dominating this industrial hub, which votes on February 11th? We'll find out in this special report.
Once a prosperous industrial hub, Modi Nagar near Meerut is going through a dark phase. Closed mills and rising unemployment. The writing is on the wall. This time it is the issue of note ban which is dominating the election campaign. Farmers of the region have borne the brunt.
किसानों को दिक्कत आ रही है, किसानों को बीज खाद वगैरह के लिए दिक्कत आ रही है, उनके शादियां हैं, विवाह हैं, सब के लिए दिक्कत आती है, सब पैसा मांगते हैं, कहते हैं कि भाई चेक से कहां तक काम करें, सब्जी वाले को चेक कैसे दे दें, बीज वाले को चेक कैसे दे दें, इसलिए ये लोग बहुत परेशान हैं सब किसान.
Sugarcane farming is considered to be the lifeline of Modi Nagar's 3 lakh population. But farmers today are facing a crisis as sugar mills are unable to pay for their crops. The result, more than 100 crore rupees is yet to be paid to farmers. A vicious cycle which is added to the woes of farmers, local businessmen and mill workers. And an anticipation of a low wheat yield has only added to the problem.
पिछले साल 137 करोड़ रुपया हमारा शुगर मिल पर बकाया था, जिसकी आरसी जारी हुई, मुकदमे कायम हुए, रिपोर्ट दर्ज हुई, लेकिन प्रदेश सरकार या केंद्र सरकार ने इस बारे में हमारी कोई मदद नहीं की.
Modi Nagar got its name from the businessman patriarch Gurez Modi, who established Modi sugar mills in 1933. And soon the area had Modi Vanaspati oil, Modi distilleries, Modi cloth mill and Modi paints. The following decades saw skilled workers thronging this western UP's industrial hub. But fortunes began to slide in the 90s when the units started slowing down. Even skilled labourers were forced to become daily wage earners to support their families. The area chose ROD's Sudesh Sharma in 2012. The problems of Modi Nagar still remain.
सरकार जो है छोटे छोटे उद्योग लगाए, आईटी केंद्र कुछ इस तरीके के खोले और जिसमें कम से कम मोदी नगर विधानसभा क्षेत्र के बेरोजगार जो नौजवान हैं उनको रोजगार मिले।
Modi Nagar has not been able to reap the benefit of being close to Delhi or being aligned to the national highway. It is not gained from being close to Meerut or the NCR. Projects like high-speed train and expressways are still on paper. Modi Nagar has a problem with both the state and central governments. Arvind Kumar Singh's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Ludhiana is the hub of industry in Punjab. It is also one of the important seats for deciding the political destiny of the state, with a total of 14 assembly constituencies. And for the first time, this district is witnessing a triangular contest between the ruling Shiromani Akali Dal, Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress. The state goes to polls on February 4th.
Ludhiana, most famous for its hosiery products and woolen industry, will witness a three-way contest this time. The district has 14 assembly constituencies. In the 2012 assembly elections, Congress had won 6 seats in the district. The party also won the Lok Sabha seat in 2014 and is once again focusing on a win here to return to power this time.
जो किसानों के ऊपर फंदा लगा के लोग हमारे किसान भाई मरे हैं, उनके लिए भी हमने बहुत काम करना है, जैसे उनके कर्जे माफ करने हैं। जब तक यूथ को पेंशन नौकरी नहीं मिलेगी, 2500 रुपया महीना उसको हम भत्ता भी देंगे।
However, the Congress party is aware that new entrant Aam Aadmi Party will only end up dividing the anti-incumbency votes and in turn benefiting the ruling SAD-BJP alliance. In 2014 Lok Sabha elections too, the party faced tough competition from Aam Aadmi Party.
जो लोक सभा चुनाव हुआ था 2014 में, उसमें हमारी पोजीशन देखेंगे तो आपको पता चल जाएगा। तब हमारी पार्टी भी का स्ट्रक्चर जो है वो बना नहीं हुआ था। अब हमारा स्ट्रक्चर भी बना हुआ है और अब स्थिति भी बिल्कुल डिफरेंट है।
In the last assembly election, there was a neck-and-neck battle between the Shiromani Akali Dal alliance and the Congress. Both parties got 6 seats each. But this time round, the Akalis are facing a surge of anti-incumbency sentiment and the rampant drug menace in the state has only added to its woes.
जो काम हमने किया, जो वादे हमने मैनिफेस्टो में किया, हमने 90% तक पूरे किए हैं। आटा दाल स्कीम की बात कही है या कुछ सड़कों का 35,000 करोड़ के करीब हमने काम करवाया सड़कों पे। तो मैं समझता हूँ कि इस बार वो लड़ाई नहीं है, हमारा काम लोगों को दिख रहा है, डेवलपमेंट दिख रही है, क्योंकि आज तक किसी भी सरकार ने पंजाब में इतनी डेवलपमेंट नहीं की होगी जितनी इस बार हुई है।
Meanwhile, as the battle lines get drawn in the district, both the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party seem to be in a close contest. However, the ruling Shiromani Akali Dal BJP combine is trying its best to turn it into a three-way contest. Shyam Sundar's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, it's time for a short break now, but news and updates will continue on the other side. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Weather forecasting is a non-linear process, so therefore it cannot be solved by any exact method. We have to go by the numerical solution of the set of mathematical equations which govern the physics of formation of the cyclones. Compared to 1999 when 10,000 people died because of the Odisha super cyclone, with a similar cyclone of Cyclone Phylline on 12 October 2013 which caused Gopalpur, only about 20 people died. If I compare, actually there has been a paradigm shift with respect to all approaches of the cyclone warning system.
Watch Eureka with Dr. Mrityunjay Mahapatra, Head of Cyclone Division, IMD, only on Rajya Sabha Television.
Welcome back. You're watching Rajya Sabha Television. Well, less than a week into his presidency, Donald Trump has moved aggressively to put his stamp on a range of policies. On Wednesday, the President of the United States ordered construction of a U.S.-Mexican border wall and punishment for cities shielding illegal immigrants. The move was condemned by Mexicans, with President Enrique Pena Nieto saying there is no way Mexico will pay for the wall.
President Donald Trump has issued an executive order for an impossible physical barrier to be built along the U.S. border with Mexico. He also signed an action to strip funds from U.S. cities that are sanctuaries for undocumented immigrants. Trump said in a TV interview that Mexico would absolutely 100% reimburse the U.S. for his wall.
We're in the middle of a crisis on our southern border. The unprecedented surge of illegal migrants from Central America is harming both Mexico and the United States, and I believe the steps we will take, starting right now, will improve the safety in both of our countries. Going to be very, very good for Mexico. The Secretary of Homeland Security, working with myself and my staff, will begin immediate construction of a border wall.
The cost and nature of the wall have not been made clear. Many Democrats have opposed the plan and could try to thwart any legislation to pay for the construction in the U.S. Congress, although Republicans control both the Senate and the House of Representatives. Meanwhile, Mexican President Enrique Peña Nieto said he regrets and disapproves the push by Trump to build a wall along the border.
Lamento y repruebo la decisión de Estados Unidos de continuar la construcción de un muro que desde hace años, lejos de unirnos, nos divide. México no cree en los muros.
Travelers crossing the U.S. border with Mexico in Southern California were also unimpressed with the U.S. President's order.
Puro droga y delincuencia, y lo cual no es así. No podemos etiquetar a una persona, puesto que somos miles de mexicanos, trabajadores, honestos, y que sacamos papeles para venir a Estados Unidos.
Hasta mentalmente, pero no sirve de mucho porque las necesidades nos hacen ser más creativos. Entonces no sirve, es una inversión que no va a redituar beneficios.
Trump made cracking down on illegal immigration a key element of his presidential campaign, with supporters often chanting "Build the Wall" during his rallies. Trump has long said that he will make Mexico pay for the wall, but Mexican officials have forcefully resisted this idea. Trump's actions could fundamentally change the American stance on immigration, as well as further testing relations with Mexico. The U.S. and Mexican presidents are due to meet next week. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Venus and Serena Williams set up an All-American final at the Australian Open after the sisters came through their semi-finals matches. It will be their 9th meeting in a Grand Slam final. In men's singles, Roger Federer overcame a tough challenge from compatriot and world number 4 Stan Wawrinka to reach his 5th Australian Open final.
It will be an all-Williams sisters final at a Grand Slam for the 9th time. Both Serena and Williams came through to set up a summit clash for the women's singles title. In the first semi-final, 13th seed Venus came from a set down against fellow American Coco Vanderwerg to reach her first major final since 2009. Vanderwerg had seen off world number 1 Angelique Kerber and French Open champion Garbine Muguruza to reach the last 4, but she could not maintain that level in the semi-final despite winning the first set in a tie-break. The vastly experienced Venus then upped her tempo in the next 2 sets to see off her compatriot 6-7, 6-2, 6-3. In the second semi-final, Serena, who's vying for an Open-era record 23rd Grand Slam singles title, saw off unseeded Croat Mirjana Lucic-Baroni in straight sets. The world number 2 was ruthless in her 6-2, 6-1 victory over the Croat, who had last played Grand Slam semi-final 18 years ago.
She's basically my world and my life, so she means everything to me, and I was so happy for her, obviously, and I just couldn't be happier for the results, and for us both to be in the final is the biggest dream come true for us.
In the men's singles, 17 times Grand Slam champion Roger Federer beat compatriot Stan Wawrinka to reach his first final since the US Open in 2015. In a grueling contest, Federer took the first 2 sets comfortably, breaking Wawrinka once in each set. After going neck and neck in the first few games, Federer finally broke in the 5th to take the advantage and close the match 7-5, 6-3, 1-6, 4-6, 6-3. He will next face either old nemesis Rafael Nadal, or first-time finalist Bulgaria's Grigor Dimitrov for a place in Sunday's final. In the mixed doubles, Leander Paes and his Swiss teammate Martina Hingis bowed out in the quarterfinals. The Indo-Swiss pair lost to the Aussie team of Sam Groth and Samantha Stoser 6-3, 6-2. The Australian pair will now be up against Indo-Croat duo of Sania Mirza and Ivan Dodic in the last four. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
That's it on this edition of the newscast. Have a good evening.